Good evening, board members, members of the community. I'm Milton Perry from Brooklyn Greenway Initiative. In this controversy over the Kent Avenue bike lanes, we've basically tried to work behind the scenes to keep the coalition in support of the Greenway working toward that vision for green space, connecting all the new parks that will come to this community, and the recognition that when all those parks come with all the new people, this community will still be underparked. So creating greenway connections to those parks, safe ways for people to get to and from them and between them, has been one of the community's priorities that we embrace. We did want to let you know that in our conversations with DOT, we've been urging DOT to move forward on some of the modifications to address some of the pinch or pressure points that some members of the community are feeling. And I did want to share with you some of the results that DOT has achieved so far. It's an ongoing process. But 80 new parking spaces have been created in the vicinity between Wythe Avenue and Kent Avenue in Williamsburg as a result of DOT following through on investigating and evaluating the parking recommendations that, working with Teresa, we were able to identify locations where industrial regulations could be changed to residential regulations and free up new parking spaces. They have also changed in the vicinity of Schaefer Landing the no stopping regulation to a no standing regulation in order to accommodate the ability of people to pick up and drop off. I know that this is not the total needs of everyone. This is a situation where there's going to be some people that are not going to get everything that they want. But we look forward to working with the community to resolve as many of the issues as we can.
Thank you. My name is Mark Burrino. I'm a 10-year resident of Power Street and a non-board member of the Transportation Committee. I am here to call for the reinstatement of Teresa Toro as chairman of Transportation Committee. I don't need to repeat how hardworking, how dedicated, and how effective she is. However, I do want to say, residency is up, transit budgets are down, we are in a transportation emergency. We are all feeling the pinch from this. This is the time that we need Teresa's leadership more than ever. She is an expert in transportation policy. To let her go now would be a terrible blow to this community. I think it's the job of the community board to facilitate the efforts of people like Teresa, not to impede them with bureaucracy and internal procedures. So let me again just say, we need Teresa back as the chairman of the Transportation Committee right now, effective immediately. Thank you.
The next speaker is representing Congresswoman Velasquez. Evelyn Cruz.
Thank you. Happy New Year to all. Lydia is in Washington. As you know, we're getting ready for the inauguration of President Obama. We're very excited about that. She's on the committee, and there's a lot of work ahead. But I did want, on her behalf, to express once again our support for the bikeway. We know that there has been tremendous progress in the construction and the improvement of greenways throughout the city. The Congresswoman's district runs all the length of the waterfront through Brooklyn, South Brooklyn, and parts of Queens. And we are concerned. We are aware of what is happening with the parking situation along Kent Avenue. In my office, I get a visit every day. I've been away for 3 weeks, but every day since I've been back, this week, I've had a visit from Leo, who's in the audience somewhere here, every hour on the hour, presenting the case for parking. And what I share with him is what I want to tell you, that we are troubled by the negative impact that this bikeway has created. But we also do know that we can live in harmony. We can have space for cyclists, for pedestrians, for skaters, and for people to go to work. We do not want to impact the small business community. We do not want to injure the cyclists. We want to have a place where folks can have public access to the waterfront and can connect from one neighborhood community in North Brooklyn to South Brooklyn. If any of you recall, we've been having meetings over this since 2002. The 197A plan clearly called for access to the waterfront and greenways, and I think this is what the board accomplished. So again, we urge DOT to look at it, see how we can best modify it, but do keep a bikeway that works for all. So that's our opinion on the bikeway. We do support it. We wish to continue working with DOT and the board on this issue. The other thing is the issue with Teresa Toro. And the Congresswoman is not aware of this. She is in DC. I just came back from vacation. But again, I speak on her behalf because we know Teresa Toro. We know the work she's done as the chairperson of the Transportation Committee. We know that she has raised the level of transportation issues in CV1 to a level that was not accomplished in years past. And Teresa, we thank you for it. I'm really saddened to hear what happened. Teresa has drowned our office and all the elected officials here on issues pertaining to truck traffic, the G train, the Kosciuszko Bridge. I mean, we learned about many of these issues through the chairwoman, Teresa Toro. So we trust that this matter will be modified. There will be some reconsideration. But again, I want to thank you publicly for the work that you have done on the issue of transportation here in CV1. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Gustafson. I'm going to speak for 2 minutes and cede the rest of my time to Rolf. He's smarter than I am. At 7:15 every morning, I start my day at the Kent Avenue bike lane. It is a wonderful and most importantly, safe way for me to get to work. Thank you.
Thank you for conceding your time. I'll just read one sentence, and I don't mean any disrespect. It's a little emotional coming from where I am. But I would like, the timeline that I passed out, the question this board should be asking is, why did Teresa Toro not sign on to a letter that Councilmember Yaski wrote to the Department of Transportation? And if you find that reason, you will understand more than I can say with the rest of my statement. Thank you again.
I'm a regular user of the Kent Avenue bike lanes. It's a huge improvement over what was there before. As other people have talked about, traffic goes incredibly quickly there. And as I'm sure other people in this room, I've almost been run over more than once before these bike lanes went up. I live in Greenpoint, and as everyone else knows, the transportation infrastructure for North Brooklyn is somewhat lacking compared to the higher residency that it now has, particularly at rush hour, and so many of us bike commute, which seems to work quite well, and the Kent Avenue bike lanes are a very good addition to that. I would support what the DOT has been doing to help find additional parking for those small businesses and residents of Kent Avenue. That's all I have to say.
Kathleen Breen, Director with Friends of the East River State Park. As we all know, is closed at the moment, but just to let you know that we're in negotiations with the State Park Commissioner, and we'll be having some good news for you very soon. I just want to lend my voice to the many who have supported Teresa Toro in her work as the chair of the Transportation Committee. Teresa has been really terrific working with the Friends Group, working on a myriad of issues in the community as long as I've been here, which is almost 20 years. And I think it's been one of the ways that we've learned about, as was mentioned earlier, learned about so many of issues that have been in the community has been through Teresa's hard work. And I'd just like to impress upon the board how important it is to really have someone like Teresa be at the helm of such an important committee, and ask that you respectfully reconsider that decision. Thank you.